All You Can Lead is a channel about leadership and self-development topics.
Short intro about Winston. So we worked together on the same team before, and now Winston has started his own company.
Now we work at home all the time. Who's managing our air? We are now. When we're indoors, we're producing a lot more particulate matter. You know, people always tell you what's in dust. Dead skin, hair, like little small particles. If you ever look in the light and you see all that stuff floating, it's all breathing in the whole time. So we're really trying to encourage people to think about improving air filtration, remembering when to change it, and knowing what your air quality is. That's Woosh in a nutshell. And I left Google to pursue this as, you know, not only my passion, but to become my career and my purpose in terms of improving the world's indoor air quality.
Oh, so, this is super cool. Thanks for the demo,
For
Winston.
sure. There we are. We're launching our Kickstarter soon, so hopefully folks, anybody interested out there, keep an eye out for Woosh.
Ooh, awesome. Yeah. Perfect. I wanted to backtracking to a moment when you were thinking about this idea, or maybe you don't have an idea at the time. You're thinking about starting your own company. How did you make that decision to leave?
Something I think I always advise folks is to have enough oxygen in the tank, meaning money in the bank, to last for 3 years. And the only reason why
3 years. Why 3 years?
It circulates around the time it takes to build a meaningful relationship.
Interesting.
Like, you need time. So an example would be if you only gave yourself, 6 months. When you start cold emailing somebody,
you're like very rushy, right?
Very rushed. Yeah.
Hey, can you get a response tomorrow?
Like,
people feel very transactional, I guess.
Exactly. I can say this actually about our filter manufacturer, our injection molder, our mechanical designer, like our software development firm. Like, each of these in the beginning, you're just by yourself. And relationships are one of the key ways to get more done. I used to do everything myself. I have photos and everything with me soldering everything, but that only, proves a concept. Mm-hmm. To build a business, you need help, and relationships are very core. So that 3 years is also the same amount of time it took me. It's like, they always say building a business is not a sprint. It's like running a marathon. Mm-hmm. And so for me, that marathon at least is 3 years, probably more.
So what is that motivation? What exactly is the type of motivation that you think really keep you go for a really long time?
I think deep down, there's a part of like, I can do more.
I can do more than doing like a job at a company. Is that?
I think a job at a company works as an amazing part where you can you do work and you can train and you can grow. And I have to say that entrepreneurship is a bit more of a lifestyle. And
I like this statement. It's like a lifestyle, and you're choosing a different lifestyle.
You're choosing a different lifestyle because it's, it doesn't, it comes with a different set of challenges and a different set of things that it kind of puts onto your life. and I do think, there are obviously people who just try and succeed, but I think a vast majority try, fail, and succeed. So, at any part, you have to believe that this is like what I want to do with my life, versus a set of problems that I'm just trying to solve to get to the next level, because you could be in this for a long time. Be prepared that you may fail indefinitely to some degree, but you never know, you might succeed. And that, if that interests you, because that's a lifestyle choice.
Yeah.
Right? If you have a friend who just keeps doing this thing and you're like, why? They're choosing it, and it's part of their DNA almost at that point. And, I always think also, if you were to ask somebody, would you leave to start your own company just to become rich? That doesn't sound like a great
motivation
journey, because the end goal is wealth. But if they said, I'm leaving to solve a problem that's really hard, or I want to just change the world, that to me is a perfect reason why. And that's a lifestyle choice, if you ask me, because what it comes with will definitely have a big impact in your life.
I always have this metaphor. There are some people that love reading books, but there are also people that are authors, or they believe they're author. They wanted to write a book. right? The book might never get published.
Right.
But I just believe I am an author. I wanted to write books. I just don't want it to only reading other people's books.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like a different lifestyle.
And I think you've authored some books in the past.
I did author one.
But you've taken that step beyond thinking about it to actually just do it.
That's right. And the same with this YouTube.
Yeah.
I believe I'm a creator, so that's why I'm doing this. I don't know when I'm going to become really, really famous, and it doesn't matter because I just enjoy the journey.
Yeah, that can be an outcome, but that is your, I think, entrepreneurial spirit being exercised. But I do think like large companies, you get into a rhythm and you get comfortable in that rhythm, and it gets hard to make that change, to get out and potentially see what's outside. Yeah, to see what's possible.
Because reading books are fun too, and you can read different type of books. You can join this team or you can switch teams.
Yeah.
But you're just consuming an organization that other people built.
It is very hard to make that decision to leave. I always encourage people some of the basics, like I mentioned, if you have
3 months of savings,
3 years.
Oh, 3 years.
And you have to. You have to think realistically. If you have kids, you don't want to subject your family to not being able to, and you want to give yourself enough time. And it might be tough. I mean, 3 years can be a lot of money.
Are you downgrading your lifestyle too?
I think you have to choose a lifestyle which you can reasonably manage, right? I didn't upgrade the car for house choice. Maybe choose a place that's more livable but not as luxurious. But again, it's a trade-off because what entrepreneurship offers you is limitless opportunity. If it's something you would ever regret, this is one of the best ways to prove it out. I generally encourage folks, they don't need an idea to leave. That's usually like the number one reason.
This is interesting. Like, do you need an idea? Do you need VC funding?
No, not at all.
Why not?
I mean, at the end of the day, I have one of my best friends going through this right now. He's planning to leave, and his first inclination is that maybe not have an idea, but I need to join one of these startup boot camps and everything. And I do think, and this is just my opinion, you have a tendency to need that validation or to maintain productivity. So you're like, I need an idea or VC funding or something to show that I'm worth it. I'm worth it. I'm now beginning, I'm now starting my entrepreneurial thing. Where I think of it as all you have to do is accept for yourself that you're giving yourself time to change gears and pursue another journey. And so you don't need an idea. You definitely don't need VC funding, especially if you've afforded yourself a couple of years of oxygen. I think venture capital investors are there to help when they're aligned with your vision, but it is on you to come up with that vision. Another example would be a little false if I just gave you a bunch of money and said, be an entrepreneur. That can be very forceful because, and I think I mentioned to you before when we were working, there's a bit of a fire that should be burning on the inside that you can't quite answer. And it's something which is telling you need to do more. You need to do something different. You need to find something. It's this uneasiness. And I think it's a great motivator because
it's intrinsic.
It's intrinsic. It's coming from the inside and it's guiding you. You don't know where it's going to take you. You don't know what it's for, but that fire, and that's, that fire when you have a big corporate job can be, I'm sick of, this and I want something different. And that's actually a perfectly fine fire. It's intrinsic. You look inside and figure out, well, what is it? And if you can afford to leave and sit on that couch and start figuring it out, you will gravitate to the thing that you should be doing. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Winston.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you all for watching this video. I'll see you